Hey guys and girls, this is Phoenix Tremaine here, and this is my review of the Have and Have Nots. But first, if you haven't subscribed to me, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have subscribed to me, thank you very much. I really love that you took the time out to subscribe to me. And, hopefully I can deliver a good review for you because I got a lot of good things coming to you. Um, so this episode of Have and Have Nots, as I've said in the past, that once they announced how many episodes was left to the mid-season finale, I knew they were going to slow the fuck down. Because they started speeding up a little bit, but then they slowed the fuck down because the best episode will be the mid-season finale. So the next episode will probably be pretty good leading you into the season finale. Um, but they're really spinning their wheels trying to get there to the big shock effect. Now, a lot, I can't say a lot happened in this episode. Like I said, they slowed down leading up to it, but they're giving you, I won't say character development because no one really developed, but I'll say they gave you good character interactions. This episode was filled with moments that made you remember why you like Have and Have Nots and why you continue to watch the show. And essentially, they didn't use all of the cast. They actually used Jeffrey a lot. I was surprised because usually they deal with a person and then you may or may not see them again because they do these little storyline blocks instead of like a regular show or soap opera where you get maybe three storylines. So you go from this group to this group or this group of actors and you see what they're all doing, then you go to commercial and come back and start all over again. That's how normal shows are. Have and Have Nots, it may start with the same storyline and ends with the same storyline from commercial break to commercial break. But we got Quita breaks into Candace's house looking for her brother, and they immediately notice on the floor that there's this big bleach spot. Like, but there's a big ass piece of carpet right there. Why the fuck didn't they pull the carpet over so that it would hide the bleach spot? You've got Candace, who's supposed to be a badass bitch. You got Benny, who's obviously got some hood shit in him that we didn't know about. And nobody thought to pull the carpet over and hide the bleach spot. And but the white lady across the street calls the police on them and has them locked up just as Jeffrey's walking up. And they're like, oh, he's in on this too. He was the one driving the car. Do y'all know each other? Blah, blah, blah. So the gay white cop, I can't remember his name, but the gay white cop tells Jeffrey, we're going to wait in the house until the owner comes back because he wants to get him alone so he can get some dick. Or, you know, he looks, can't really say with him. In the storyline, they said that he's really wants to be the one to lose control. So, in other words, they're kind of trying to say he's a bottom. He's a top acting like a bottom. But, but Jeffrey, not being drunk, called him on his shit. And once again, I said there were interesting moments that remind us why we like to have and have nots. So I like the fact that Jeffrey suddenly was on a wrestling team at school, and he actually scissored the police officer as they got to a little struggle. Now let me tell you this shit too. That was the worst fucking body double for Jeffrey ever. Was he wearing a wig? It was such a bad body double. It was jarring to watch. Like, that ain't Jeffrey. Watch it again if you missed it. It was hard to miss, but that body double was like, come on now. Y'all couldn't find another black person in Atlanta with Jeffrey's body type that could actually look like a body double for him. And then but of course, it's very predictable. After Jeffrey wins the fight, the officer pulls a gun on him and calms Jeffrey the fuck down. And Jeffrey gets all psychological with him, letting him know that, well, did your parents find out you were gay? And did they beat it out of you? And did they punish you? And did they do this? And the scene had the tension that they wanted, but it wasn't as good as it could have been because the acting was so bad, and it wasn't necessarily Jeffrey's acting. They're pulling these actors out of God knows where, and the actor playing the police officer had no fucking clue how to play the scene, and the direction in the show has never been great. So whoever the director is sort of letting the actors kind of twist in the wind, saying the same thing over and over again as they drag from one commercial break to the next. And the police officer dialogue is him pretty much saying the same thing over and over again since the first day he hit our screens. He pretty much has been repeating the same dialogue over and over again, and he was able to piece together that they killed the other bad guy, Quincy, and seemed like if Jeffrey would have sex with him, he would kind of not investigate too heavy about it. But Jeffrey ain't gonna want to have sex. So it actually ended with him threatening to bash Jeffrey's head into the wall. A line, by the way, he has said like once or twice earlier in this very same episode. Like I said, whoever's writing this shit is not Tyler Perry. Okay, whoever's writing this shit, they're very repetitive, trying to get from one commercial break to the same commercial break, whereas normally he would have said that one piece of dialogue, and instead of repeating the shit, they would have went to another scene, which they don't do on the show. And then they had a lot of Veronica in this episode, and basically Veronica's getting out of jail. Jim is teasing her about going home. Hope you hurry up and, fix yourself up or whatever, because he wants her to hurry up and go home and die. And as Veronica is being released, what's her name? Quita, tells her not to go home, and she's Quincy's sister, and sort of like, she needs to get her out of trouble, so that she'll tell her what happened, why she can't go home. And, so this is how Veronica's going to get out of getting shot, because she's not stupid, and now she knows there's somebody waiting for her at her house to kill her. But the moment that people will be talking about, just like Jeffrey suddenly being a wrestling star, is that Veronica's wig was stolen because Jennifer wanted to embarrass her in front of the press. And she even got mad at David in this episode because David did not fuck her when she was trying to fuck him in the interrogation room. And instead she found out he fucked Maggie Day. So she ends up hanging up on him while he's trying to hurry up and get in touch with Veronica, which is very stupid because, as I said in my last two reviews, why didn't he just tell her there's somebody at your house to kill you? Why didn't he just say the shit? Where do you live? I'm not telling you where I live. Just tell me, woman, where do you live? I ain't telling you nothing. This is at the point where you say, look, bitch, there's somebody with a gun at your house gonna shoot you, and I'm trying to stop the shit. That would have made Veronica, what? My address is... Really? But they want to build up this tension about will she, won't she go home, so they don't tell a judge who's very smart, who hired Oscar and did all this other shit. He can't think to tell his wife the reason why she can't go home. Whatever. So, but, and the thing that people will laugh at is that she said, I'll show you the beauty of a natural black woman. And so she goes into the bathroom and creates a head wrap from her slip and did something with her hair to make it look better. So we know the stylist went and did whatever they did. But the thing is that you laugh at isn't her look. The thing you laugh at is she said that her wig costs $8,000. Her wig costs $8,000. I'm not saying there aren't $8,000 wigs out there. I'm saying that I've seen people with expensive hair that looked great, that looked real, and all that kind of shit. And I'm around a lot of actors, actresses, and models that, always audition and shit like that and always trying to look their best. And I've seen hair that was expensive, that looked expensive, and damn well Tyler Perry and crew aren't paying $8,000 for fucking wigs. So that is your laughable moment. Nah, bitch. maybe 100, two at the most. But ain't no way in hell they brought $8,000 wigs for her to wear on this damn show. No way in hell. So I was like, that bullshit takes you out of reality because they just trying to show you they're so rich they spend $8,000 on wigs. No, get the proper wig, rent the shit, and then say that's an $8,000 wig. Don't bullshit us. So then there's Candace and Landon. Now I was like, why the hell is Candace doing this to Landon? How are they gonna tie Landon into the shit? It's been so long since this storyline began. I forgot Landon is the one who introduced her to Oscar. So she tells him she's got a man that she wants him to meet, and then when she takes him up to the hotel room, this big black guy comes in and he's getting all scared and shit. And then her girlfriend comes in, and then another big black guy comes in, and then he's like, "Oh shit!" So he tells her that Oscar didn't pay him, but said that he liked her, and so he gave her the link to his profile to show her. So when he showed her that Oscar was and all the articles on him and shit like that, he was tricked, and she decided he was telling the truth because he peed on himself. Which doesn't necessarily mean that he's telling the truth. It does for storyline purposes that we saw, but the bottom line is, he peed on himself. If in a realistic context, if it happened, would have been because you got two big ass black men over you looking like they about to fuck you up, and you've been caught up in some shit. And just the fear would make you pee on yourself. It doesn't mean it's like pee isn't a lie detector test. But for Candace, pee is a lie detector test. So, and here's the thing. And I know a lot of guys, gay guys, are thinking this. We all know Tyler Perry casting. The women are typically who done it and why. They get a pretty girl every now and then, but most of the women are women that normally wouldn't get cast in a TV production or a soap opera or anything like that. So, but the men on the have and have nots are always eye candy, muscular, good looking. It's like any of them, even David, at any given time can take off their shirt and oh shit, they're in shape. So war everybody, Benny. But when you go to the casting, there's only like a couple of girls that are actually in shape and look like something. But the rest of the cast of men is like, oh shit. So a lot of guys, when the guy with the dreads that she was saying, oh, this is the one you can have, and he's like, no. I said to myself, if this shit was real, he'd been like, okay. There wasn't nothing wrong with that guy. Damn well Landon, whether he liked Jeffrey or not, in real life, living in Atlanta, would have been all over that fucking thug. We know this. But the fact that he was scared and didn't want to was just another bullshit. Like, yeah, right. He didn't want him. Bullshit. And then I guess the cap it all off was Hannah and Catherine. Now, if you watch my reviews on the regular, you know I don't like Hannah. Never liked Hannah. Still don't like Hannah. But I thought Hannah was going to give me life because I said I would have some respect for Hannah if she threw this job in Catherine's face. Bitch, give me my check. I'm out. So Hannah is still saying, Catherine, I want you to tell me that your son hit mine and you covered it up. She wants to hear the words. And Catherine still sidestepping, won't say it directly. And she's like, oh, it's still under investigation. I can't really talk about this. And so Hannah's getting mad. She's already said, look, I quit. I just want my check and I want the truth from you. And Catherine's like, you're my friend. You helped me through cancer. You helped me through my daughter's suicide. You did this. You did that. And, I love you. She didn't say I love you, but pretty much that's what she was saying. You're my only friend in the world. And Hannah was like, not anymore. tell me the truth. And Kat was like, look, bitch, you knew. And once again, the dialogue is very repetitive. So 2-3 times in the same scene, she's like, Hannah, you knew. Bad writing, bad directing, bad editing, but there's always just enough in this show to make you want to see what happens next. And so Catherine basically decided, bitch, if you won't be my friend, then I ain't paying you shit. You get paid on the first. Now, if you want your check, you need to get back to work. If you won't be my friend, bitch, you gonna clean up after me and be my maid. So I was like, well, damn. It's like that, Catherine. Which I appreciated because they said in the very beginning of the season, we're 9 episodes in, and they said in the very beginning of the season that Catherine was going to be a bad bitch. That was her first bad bitch move of, being a bitch like Veronica or somebody saying, look, I ain't paying you shit. Go clean the house, bitch. Not using those words, but she might as well have. And so Hannah's like, don't do this to me, Catherine. Don't do this to me. And that's how the show ends. And next week, we pretty much see a continuation of the same shit. But interesting note, have and have nots have cleared things up for us. It has been 9 episodes. And then they said in this episode, only 2 days have passed. 2 days, 9 episodes. Candace still got 5 days to get the money. The fuck? This is so crazy that this shit ain't 24. It ain't about an hour. Every episode don't equal an hour of one day. So that was the have and have nots. I'm still, can't believe that we watched 9 episodes and it's only been 2 days. I personally added it up and thought it was 3 days, but we got confirmation it's only been 2 days. And I think that's crazy. 9 episodes in 2 days. And then they're still on the second day because it's just daylight. So that means the whole half a season will be 3 days max. Okay. So that's crazy. But that's a have and have nots, and I hope you enjoyed my review. The review was longer than I normally do. I've been trying to keep my reviews pretty short. But hey, I had a lot to say about this episode, and hopefully you'll watch my other videos. You may even go to my website and see my show, Phoenix Remains Thirsty. The first episode is online, and the pay-per-view is online too. So if you got $2.99 to spare, you can watch the unedited version of my soap opera, Phoenix Remains Thirsty. And along with that, if you do the pay-per-view, this allows me to be able to pay my actors and have some sort of budget for season 2. So check it out. You can check it out for free. Like I said, if you want to see the bonus content and the bonus scenes, you just $2.99. That's cheaper than a Happy Meal. And thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.